An individual who is burdened with untransmuted karma is a sick person, an infected person who constantly gives off poisonous emanations into the atmosphere. Since virtually every person on this planet has been sick with karma for millions of years, it was a tremendous cosmic gesture of compassion and mercy on the part of the cosmic hierarchy to maintain this hospital planet of Earth. Here is a spot in the universe where those who vibrate to pain can be visited by wise physicians like Jesus and thousands of other adepts, and now by the space people. For in the final analysis, each space person, no matter what his role in the liberation of this planet, is basically a physician, ministering to our vibratory rates, raising our frequencies from expressions of hate to expressions of love. The space people, one and all, are here to help us to scientifically transmute our karma and heal ourselves through the use of the violet fire. This is not in any sense a mystical process which will lead us into ecstasies of sentimentality and give us that holier-than-thou feeling. These feelings simply indicate the presence of a serious karmic infection. They do not indicate healing of any kind whatsoever. They simply mean that the sufferer is bogged down in pride. When we are truly healed, scientifically healed through transmutation of karma, we can prove that fact to ourselves by raising the vibrations of our purified physical bodies and ascending from the gravitational pull of the earth. This is not the ordinary levitation of the misguided psychic or medium. Those unfortunate individuals usually have no control over levitation, nor do they have any control over the wagging tongues that love to prattle about the mystical and the psychic. The space people can move freely from star to star or simply remain in the etheric realms because they have gone through the ascension initiation. There is no untransmuted karma within them that can be held by gravity. They do not need to use mechanical spaceships, for they can travel freely, protected by their own force fields. But when they come into the contaminated atmosphere of the earth for the purpose of working and teaching, they must of necessity protect themselves with certain devices. Just as a diver would prepare to use oxygen if he anticipated an extended stay underwater. This does not apply to the higher adepts, but they rarely mingle with the public, coming only to Shambhala, the Grand Teton, or some similar retreat. The value of a mechanical spaceship should not be overestimated, either here on the earth or outside the earth. It is a convenience, a device, but it will not in itself give any individual the true freedom of the solar systems or galaxies. Moreover, not all spaceships are mechanical, for even though they may carry dozens of people and are true spaceships, they can be formed by a group for a certain purpose and need not contain any mechanisms. They might better be understood as organic in nature, or at least better understood in that sense by our limited earth minds. During the year of 1957, thousands of Earth people gazed at the passage of a magnificent comet as it sailed through the skies and swung close to the Earth. It was first sighted by two Belgian astronomers, Aaron and Roland, and it became known as the Aaron-Roland comet. But the poet Wordsworth, a devotee of the sacred flame, long ago correctly defined comets as the diaphanous vestments of some passing plenipotentiary of heaven's furthest kingdom. These efforts to assist us by actually bringing their light to us is the reason why all space people and spaceships visit the earth, or at least the upper special regions around the earth. For we cannot, because of our untransmuted karma, go to them at the present time. Now, on this earth, we have at least one man, Otis T. Carr of Baltimore, Maryland, who states that he has solved the problems connected with building spaceships and he is prepared to manufacture them upon order. And I'm going to interject a little something here because I've done some Google searches and YouTube searches on Otis T. Carr and how he was one who studied under Nikola Tesla, and he was able to build a spacecraft that could travel without fuel, but he was shut down along with those that helped him by, I guess you could call it, the secret government, claiming that if he could be allowed to do this, it would ruin the economy of the United States. So they shut him down, silenced him. But anyway, he did do this. He did make this. And there's some videos out there you might want to look up that talks about this. He claims that these ships will fly safely anywhere in our atmosphere, to the moon and to Venus, Mars, or other planets in our solar system. The ships need no fuel, as they generate electricity from the atmosphere as they fly. However, Mr. Carr has discovered that if the ships are to fly into outer space, the passengers must be prepared to undergo an instant of transmutation or transition when they go into the etheric realms. Mr. Carr understands that this can be a spiritual experience, but he believes that for those who are spiritually unprepared, the impact might have a shattering effect upon the physical body. Mr. Carr is 100% correct. In fact, he is so right that recently no less a person than El Morai, Kohen of the First Ray, stated that no earth person in an unascended body would be permitted the freedom of the cosmic highways. A person with an unascended body is a person who is carrying around in his atoms a heavy load of untransmuted karma. El Morai also stated that an individual with an ascended body could, of course, travel the cosmic highways freely at any time they are open. But a person with an ascended body does not need a spaceship for his travels, although it might be convenient in some instances. This does not mean that Mr. Carr's ships should not be built and used around the Earth to replace all present types of aircraft, since they need no fuel. It does not mean that the ships could be used for outer space. It does not mean that the ships could not be used for outer space travel by those who have made their ascension, but who have volunteered to work here on Earth in an ordinary physical body. Such individuals can instantaneously raise their physical vibrations to meet outer space vibrations, and there will be no discomfort in the process, but only the glory of a heavenly experience. So now that we have spaceships built in Baltimore, Maryland, at any time we wish, we must ask ourselves a few serious questions before we decide to take off for Venus. We must first ask ourselves if the Venusians would welcome us. They most certainly would not permit us to set foot on their planet so long as we are enslaved by karma. When they extend to us the hand of friendship, it only means that they are willing to come here to the Earth and teach us how to be free. In other words, the Earth people as a whole now have a cosmic opportunity to reap their reward for the tremendous sacrifice made by our third root race people when they received and welcomed the laggards. From the beginning of the trouble on Earth, the Venusians have never stopped trying to help us, and they have had unlimited assistance from numberless solar systems and galaxies. Sanat Kumara took the first step toward our eventual liberation, even though it was a giant step which covered 18.5 million years of effort. At this point, the Venusians are not going to give us up the struggle to liberate us, but neither do they intend to have us running tourist spaceships to their planet, laden with persons who have not bothered to transmute their karma. The Venusians want no poisonous emanations on their planet, and we are invited to keep our stench of hatred, violence, and ugliness right here at home until we have learned the art and science of deodorizing. Remember that Lady Venus is the goddess of beauty in this solar system.